SpongeBob Season 5 tier list. I may not sound the best since I'm sick, but I decided we're gonna do this since I can't edit videos that well, so we're gonna be doing this. Friend or foe? It's obvious that Nickelodeon kind of just made this so they could kind of just rake in the views, but yeah, it's not the best special. It's not the best season 5 episode, but it's decent. They do a good job at telling the story. It's not like New Leaf where it's just a fake out ending and it's just Kat trying to make you invested in the story. Here it's kind of good. On the comedy side, there's not much good jokes. Only the part where they actually just kill Old Man Jenkins. I found that part kind of funny. The rest of it is just kind of okay. I'm talking down on this one really much, but I have to say, it's one of the better specials of season 5. There's also some patchy segments, which I actually never knew this episode had patchy segments because it's been a long time since I saw it. But when I rewatched it, I figured out there were patchy segments. And these ones are not my favorite, but they're pretty good. And most of the specials in this season are kinda bad, so this is the specials we're gonna get. This is the best special we're gonna get so far. So we have the original fry cook, and I say it's a B tier. It could have been an A tier, but yeah, Jim, he's kinda a jerk in this episode. He always talks down on SpongeBob, and the rest of the cast are kinda jerks. And but the flashback scenes are kinda enjoyable to watch. The flashbacks with Mr. Krabs and Squidward and Jim back in the 70s is pretty good. And I thought that SpongeBob and that Squidward and SpongeBob were the same age, but it actually turns out that Squidward is working back in the Krusty Krab back in the 70s. Or maybe I got that wrong. I don't really know. But anyway, this episode I think it's funnier than Friend or Foe. So for that, I have to put it at the top. There's some funny jokes, and the original Fry Cook does some stuff that I don't like, and it also does some stuff that I really, really do like. So that's why I put it in D tier. So the next one is Nightlight. I know many people hate this episode because, yeah, this one it's kind of boring. It's a D tier episode. They drag Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy halfway through this episode, and after that, I just kind of stopped caring. It's not funny in the slightest. Only the moment when SpongeBob is trying to sleep and he keeps on getting scared of the dog. That moment was really funny, but the rest, it's just kind of mid. It's just SpongeBob going back to the store, buying new lights, and they attract this moth villain. And after that, it's just kind of boring to sit through, and it's really not funny. Rise and Shine of the season 5 episodes, it goes on B tier. It's not the story is not entertaining, but I have to say the comedy in this episode is fine. So it's one thing post movie SpongeBob can't do is make me laugh. But this thing, I guess it can make me laugh, but most of the time it kind of falls into the category of being boring. But because of some of the jokes, I'm putting it a B tier. Might change my mind after this and move it to C, but for now it's in B tier. Waiting is E tier. It's not as bad as people say it is, which doesn't mean it's good. SpongeBob and Patrick are just in the same location, and they really do nothing in this episode. It's just SpongeBob being a jerk to all of his friends, like pushing Squid. No, he did. Squid is not in this. Actually, is pushing Sandy away, pushing Patrick away. Like he's a jerk for no reason in this episode. and it's just SpongeBob and Patrick crying over a toy at the end, and that part was really annoying. But it's not funny in the slightest. But it's shorter, and because it's shorter and there's nothing really gross about this episode, it's going in E tier. But the next episode, Fungus Among Us, is gross, but not an F tier episode because yeah, this episode is kinda overhated. Fungus Among Us is not funny, but to be honest, there's nothing that bad here except the goop. If this episode had not didn't have the goop, it would just kind of be a regular episode that was never not talked about that much. But because of the goop or goop, whatever you guys want to call it, it's kind of more hated. And Spy Buddies is our first A tier episode. It does what it has to do. It has its comedy, and I have to say it's one of the better season 5 episodes. It's funny. It's short and yeah, it has a twist at the end, and the ending is really funny too. But that part where SpongeBob ripped off Squidward's face, yeah, that part was kinda. I didn't really need to see that part. It was weird, and but the most of it, yeah, it's pretty good. From start to finish, this one's episode is funny. It has good action, so I say, yeah, it's one of the best of season 4. Season 5. I keep on confusing it for season 4. So next on the list we have Boat Smarts, and this one is going in E tier too. They actually redid this episode in modern SpongeBob, and it was way worse than this. The reason why this one is really hated is because SpongeBob is oblivious in this episode and in a bad way. The reason why this one is better than Waiting is because SpongeBob isn't a jerk to his friends. And you can say that he's unaware of it if you want to, but in Waiting he's just completely a jerk for no reason. But here, yeah, he's not much of a jerk. You can say he's not a jerk, but whatever you say, SpongeBob is just annoying this episode. But it's not that bad. It does give you some good advice about how to boast smarts, but most of it is just kind of boring and not really funny, which lands itself in E tier. Good old what's his name is a C tier for me. I put it in D, but to be honest, it's kind of funny. Actually, I'm putting this one in B. It's kind of funny. Good old what's his name, the what's it to you guy. He's kind of the only thing I actually remembered about this episode. But looking back, there were some funny jokes in here. It's kind of brought down by the guy just being kind of a jerk, and the twist at the end kind of sucking, not really being that funny. But overall, it's a good one. So, and Patrick in jail was pretty funny. New Digs is a B tier. SpongeBob moves into the Krusty Krab. I have to say the plot is good, but the humor isn't good. If it was a bit funnier, it would be in B tier and A tier, but there's nothing much to say about this episode since I have to say it's overall solid. And Krabs a la mode is one of those episodes where I have to say, one of the better post movie episodes. It's not the funniest episode out there, but I have to say, it has some good action. The frozen Krusty Krab has a good atmosphere to it. It kind of has this chill vibe, which makes it really good. There's good humor, there's good, and the skating on the tin and the ice thing was pretty cool. It's not the funniest, but it's still one of my favorites of the season. And Roller Cowards, I think it was 2 for 2 because this one is also really good. Like I like this one. It has good humor, and second of all, we actually get to see them ride on the ride. So SpongeBob and Patrick or scared of this ride, and they don't want to admit to each other that they're scared. At the end, they actually ride on the ride. In most TV shows, they hype up this big thing and it doesn't actually come through true. Like it works sometimes, but most of the time it can suck. But this one, it does it pretty good. So I have to say, this one is one of the best episodes of the show. In even the season, I put it in S, but compared to the episodes I put in S tier, like Web Painters, Chocolate with Nuts, yeah, it doesn't really compare. Bucket Sweet Bucket, it's C tier. This episode doesn't do anything bad. It doesn't do anything good. So it just lines itself here. If it was better, like it actually did something that I found funny and had a bit of humor, I'd put it in like B tier. But it's not funny. It doesn't have a good plot, which was just kinda disgusting, really, really disgusting. Fungus Among Us, yeah, it was disgusting, but this one is way worse. Like SpongeBob, he's he's it's just an FT episode. Everything about this episode, the humor, SpongeBob, like he's terrible in this episode. He kills a bunch of scallops for a sandwich that's not even uh, a living creature, which just makes SpongeBob really come off as terrible in this episode. In Waiting, SpongeBob, he was terrible. No, I was so unlikable. He was annoying, but here he's annoying. He kills somebody or a, I don't know, a pet or a scallop. In Waiting, at least he doesn't kill someone, and it's not disgusting. And it's just even if we remove the disgusting thing, it would just kind of be still just really bad. It's not the worst episode of the show, but I kind of like the song that SpongeBob sings for the patty, but uh, the song is kind of annoying because he's just sings really high. It sounds like SpongeBob is just like trying to break his vocal cords because it sounds he's just screaming at the top of his lungs and it's annoying. Breath of Fresh Squidward is E tier. I have to say it would have been B tier. It's not funny, but I actually really like this one. It did a lot of stuff I liked. It was a role reversal, which was really good, and I thought the role reversal was kinda interesting for SpongeBob, but until the ending happened, where SpongeBob literally screams at Squidward, and Squidward runs out of the party with tears, and that just kind of makes the episode way worse. At least in New Leaf, it wasn't that bad, the fake out ending, and I could say I still enjoyed this because some of the elements were kind of good. But here, SpongeBob is terrible to Squidward, and you cannot enjoy it because SpongeBob is a jerk. You can't enjoy watching a jerk. So the next episode is Money Talks, and it's okay. So Mr. Krabs sells his soul to the Flying Dutchman so he can talk to money. It just kind of results to him, the money asking him to spend it, and and after that I just kind of stopped caring. But for what it was, it has some good comedy, so that's why I put it in B tier. SpongeBob versus the Patty Gadget is also B tier. It's nothing great, but it's kinda it's fine. Some people may put this one higher. It has some good action, good rhymes, but some of the rhymes can just be way weird. And it kinda felt weird that the SpongeBob or the people were just talking in rhymes, and it kind of felt weird to me. It's not really funny, but it's entertaining. The narrations by Patchy, I don't know if it actually is Patchy, is pretty good. So yeah, it's B tier. Slimy dancing is just the definition of C tier. It's just only the thing I remember it for is the cramps and the epilogue at the end. It kind of felt like they didn't know what they wanted to do with this episode, so they just put an epilogue. And I have to say, the epilogue is not funny. It's a bit funny, but not that funny. The episode isn't funny, but it doesn't do anything outrageously bad, so I can't call it a D tier or a bad episode. So that's why it's going in C. I have to say it's better than Bucket Sweet Bucket because in Bucket Sweet Bucket I can't remember a single thing that happens in that episode. But in here I can remember some stuff like Squidward climbing into SpongeBob, and there's some good stuff that happened in the episode. The Krusty Sponge, it's a 80 episode. The humor here, it's pretty good. SpongeBob here, he's so yeah. I don't really know much to say about this episode other than it's good. I have to say it's really funny and it's not really. I don't really know what to say about the episode since yeah, it's good. Sing a song of Patrick. It just does everything that I hate about a SpongeBob episode. It's loud, it's annoying, it has an obnoxious song. It's really annoying. Like, it's annoying to sit through. It's an FT episode. The song is really annoying, but it's not the worst SpongeBob song. I still think To Love a Patty song is worse. Like, I hated that song. It's so terrible, but Patrick is loud and annoying in this episode. He steals SpongeBob's, was it $200? I don't remember. And to be honest, that's kind of mean. Patrick's his mean, annoying self that he is in his modern and worst depictions of him. But here, it's just turned up, the annoyingness is turned up to 100. It's loud, it's annoying, and it's the worst episode of SpongeBob. Not as worse as To Love a Patty, but still not good. A Flea in a Dome, this one, it's not, it's even worse than To Love a Patty. I don't really want to talk much about this episode, but I just have to say, the visuals in this episode are disgusting, and it's one of those episodes where when you watch it, you kind of itch, because seeing the fleas bite SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy just kind of feels uncomfortable to sit through. And if you like this episode, uh, then I don't really know what to say about that. And the next episode is the Donut of Shame, and I have to say it's not the A tier episode, but it's a B tier. It's only 2 minutes. Oh, not 2 minutes. Was it 4 minutes? Yeah, 4 minutes. And I have to say it's good here. Patrick, he's not obnoxious in this episode, and he's actually kind of funny in this episode, which is actually kind of hard to say because most of post movie Patrick is really annoying. And so the Krusty Plate is B tier too. I have to say, actually, I'm putting it in A tier. The visuals at the end look really good, and Mr. Krabs kind of deserves it for letting SpongeBob on his own. He should have known that he can't leave SpongeBob on his own, but he didn't know, so that's his own problem. But here, yeah, the visuals at the end is good. It's just SpongeBob trying to get out a stain, and it kind of feels like a classic plot. And the visual humor here is pretty good. So, yeah, Google Guess is B tier. Not really much to say about this episode, but it's good. Not really much to say other than it's good. The Big not Squish, is C tier. It's not funny, but I like the plot. It's memorable, which the parts where SpongeBob can't make anything other than a Krabby Patty, which I have to say it's funny, but the rest of the episode is just kind of forgettable, and that's all I have to say. The episode is a forgettable episode, not more forgettable than Bucket Sweet Bucket, but it's really forgettable. Most of the C tiers are just kind of forgettable episodes, and this one falls into the category of forgettable. Not outrageously bad, but fine. Atlantis Square Panties. Mediocre songs and mediocre song numbers. Sometimes bad, sometimes fine, but most of it is just kind of SpongeBob singing some mediocre songs that aren't good, and some 50. It's like 54 minutes. It's dragged on for like 54 minutes. It's just kind of a parody of Willy Wonka. With the art styles they do are decent, some of them are good. The lyrics are mid, which just goes to say that even when they try to make a whole musical, they can't even do that right. And the patchy segments are just really boring. It's just like they did it to fill up the episodes. And now we move on to Picture Day, and I have to say, it's 80 episodes. SpongeBob trying not to get dirty seems like a classic SpongeBob episode, but most of it, most of the episode is decent. Uh, most of the episode is pretty good. The jokes here are good. The SpongeBob cries in the episode, and I have to say, the guy who takes a picture of SpongeBob is pretty funny. So yeah. Pat no pay. This one is E tier. This Mr. Krabs Patrick here is he's annoying. Mr. Krabs all Mr. Krabs wants to Patrick to do is pay for his food, yet he gets punished for this. Even every episode where Mr. Krabs is a villain, he never gets punished. But in this episode where he's actually in the right, he actually gets punished, which is really annoying. It's just the same thing over and over. Patrick does stuff wrong, and at this point, I don't know why Mr. Krabs keeps on bothering with Patrick. Why doesn't he just make Patrick pay first instead of giving him the food? Blackjack is not F tier. It's a B tier. Once you see it the first time, yeah, it's yeah. Once you see it the first time, it's you see it the first time. Yeah, it's really kinda. There's not really much to say about it, and I have to say it's fine, but that's really all I can say about it. Black and Sponge is a B tier. Actually, it's A tier. SpongeBob faking a bunch of stories is really funny. More about it in my video in my SpongeBob popular unpopular opinions video. So if you're interested, just check that out. So Mermaid Man versus SpongeBob. Mermaid Man versus SpongeBob is a B tier. It, it's fine. I have to say the jokes in this episode aren't that great, but it's fine. Not really much to say about this episode. The inmates of summer is E tier. It's so obvious that they are in this prison, and it's just SpongeBob and Patrick being babies, and it's annoying. And to save a squirrel, it's also annoying. Best of the West is C tier. Plus, I'm kind of invested in the story, yet also not invested in the story. It's 22 minutes, that's a waste of time, and it's another one of those mid episodes that are forgettable. Like this one is worse than Bucket Sweet Bucket. It's really forgettable. 20,000 Patties Under the Sea is decent, kind of forgettable, but not C tier forgettable. I have to say it's good. Battle for Bikini Bottom is F tier. It's gross. SpongeBob and Patrick just getting dirty. The scenes of him getting dirty is just gross, and don't. I just don't like Patrick in this episode. It's a boring episode. The start at the end with the t-shirts is funny, but that's all I have to say about this episode. Whatever happened to SpongeBob, it's also forgettable. But I have to say the second half it improves, so that's why it's in D tier. The Two Faces of Squidward is B tier. Not much to say about it. I think it's fine. So the Two Faces of Squidward. It follows Squidward. SpongeBob can be annoying in this episode. At the start of the episode, he's kind of annoying, but in the second half, he's fine. I have to say that it improves way more in the second half, and it becomes a better episode. But the first half sucks. Sponge Henge is also E tier, D tier. It's not as bad as everybody says it is, but it isn't good. The music SpongeBob plays in his holes is kinda creepy. So that's why it falls into this category of D tier. And Betty Bikini Bottom is C tier. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just kind of forgettable. It's predictable. The song SpongeBob sings at the beginning is really annoying. Like really, really, really annoying. It's even worse than To Love a Patty, but the rest, yeah, it's fine. Stanley S. SquarePants. The first half is fine, but the second half is just really boring. So this is my tier list. Sorry I didn't give much of a big old review,